Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to be doing a tier list on marching band and other percussion instruments. So let's get right into it. Let's start off on the snare drum, shall we? So let's go to the snare drum. In my opinion, it's obviously the hardest because, first of all, depending on what you're going to be whatever your percussion notes are, it's could be hard or very easy. So I think it's the hardest. Now we have the tenors. This one would probably be up here. I think it's harder than the snare drum, so we're gonna do that because it has you're dealing with either 6 or 5 drums, and that could be very hard. Now we have to do the bass drums. The bass drums, depending on the sheet music, it could be either hard or very, very easy. But sometimes it could be just extremely hard. But anyway, moving on, cymbals. I think they're intermediate. They could be very actually. I don't know. I think they're hard. They're not hardest, but depending on what kind of band you have, like a super DCI band, like a super good band with like thousands of not thousands, but like say you have 10 cymbals, you're playing in like I don't know. But yeah, I think that they are pretty hard because I was playing them this year for marching band. If you're new to them, they really hurt your hands, but you get used to them. Moving on, marimba. I think this is for sure harder than the snare drum and bass drums, but not the tenors. I don't know. I think it's harder than the tenors because you're basically playing a piano with wooden blocks and mallets, so and you have a lot more things to like make sure of. So yeah, here you go, the drum set. This is a no-brainer here. This is obviously harder than the tenor, snare drum, and bass drums, but it could be maybe I don't know. It's like they're all equal, kind of. I don't know. I think that bass drums could be not that hard, or snare drum, but I don't know. So now we have the concert bass drum. I'd say this is probably intermediate because usually it's just like easy because the music is not that hard for him. Because like you're in the pit, it's not that bad. But here we go. Bongos. I think the bongos are intermediate because you need a special talent sometimes for the bongos, depending on the sheet music or music, whatever. It could be hard or not hard, but so I'll put it in the middle. Here we go, the mallets. I honestly think these are pretty easy, but depending on the sheet music, again, it could be hard. So I'd say easy. Here we go. This is a no-brainer here. This is obviously. Oh crap! I'm screwing things up. Yeah, this is obviously I think the hardest one on in the list for sure. Um, I think the symphony is. I had to play that for my Christmas concert this year, and it was a pretty big challenge. I'll tell you that. But yeah, so hopefully this is a good rank because I don't know. Like, there's so many hard instruments and like so many. Like, it's just opinion, you know. Here's maraca. We'll put it in easiest because it's really just pretty easy. And then here you go, the tambourine. I'd say that's intermediate because depending on the sheet music, it could be hard because in I think I forget the song, but like I know that it's a really, really hard tambourine section. Here's the vibra slap. I think it should be easy because it's just I don't know. It's usually just a small part in the song, which is like cool effects and like it just helps you kind of helps the song kind of make its way through the thing. Here's a 16-inch snare drum. I think this is probably hard because there is some pretty hard and challenging like sheet music for it. It's basically this. It's basically the marching band snare drum, but a little bit easier because sometimes the marching band snare drum is just completely just super hard. Sometimes. Um, Here's the cajon, the traveling man's drum set. I'd say this is probably intermediate or hard. I think it might be hard. Um, I think I should put it. Yeah, I should put it at hard because it's like kind of you need a special like it's I don't know like you need to have your hands in the right spot and it could be challenging. It's not like a drum set you know where everything is. Like you're kind of just like tapping a block. I don't know. It's hard. The triangle. I'd say this is pretty easy. I don't know. I just it's like one of those middle easy ones. Uh, Here's the chimes. I'd say this is probably easy because it's really just like another cool effect in the song, which doesn't really need to be that hard. Here's the tom toms. Like in this picture, you can see like four of them. Now for that, that's pretty much pretty hard. So I put that in hard. But most of the time, it's just two drums in one stand. So usually it's either intermediate, easy, or hard. But for this case, it's hard. So yeah, here's the glockenspiel. I say this one's hard. I feel like it's a little bit easier than the marimba. Yeah, I think it's pretty easy. Here's the suspended cymbal. I'd say this is pretty easy because it's really just, like it's a small thing. Finally, the best one of all, the boom whackers. I love these in elementary school. I wish they brought them back to high school. Like they're really nice. I'd say like depending on like if you're playing with a lot of people, it's hard. But if you're playing with like yourself and you're just watching a YouTube video and you have to like follow along, it's pretty easy because it's usually just easy music. But I know sometimes it's pretty hard. So hopefully this is a good rank. That, in my opinion, I think it is. And that's going to conclude our video.